Now, you mentioned honesty. Are you okay being honest to mass amounts of people?
Yeah, that's all I do.
Has it ever caught up with you in a way that...
I don't really care if I was being truthful. It's caught up to me before when I've said things that I didn't mean. You know, either trying to be funny or skirt something else or something, or I just didn't think about my answer. So you can ask me anything because it's going to be what it's going to be.
Let's talk about the new record. You went down, there was I guess towards the end of the recording of it, you went to Nashville, is that right?
Yeah.
So
that was the beginning of it.
Explain the whole Nashville, because that's got to be a very inspiring place to be.
You mean explain it geographically with the population?
Yes. Where is Nashville?
There are 1,757,000 people in Nashville now. Well, that was a call made by my friend and producer of the record, Bruce Lytle. Once we realized we were going to make this record and do it independently again, as we talked about, and we knew that we'd have somebody back it, my friend Dan and I, who's my manager, we sat down and I say we sat down, but we were just on the phone, so he could have been standing, I don't know. But we were talking to each other, and it was kind of one of those, being his partner, being a great composer, a great man of music, and having worked on records, and being the brother of my friend Jeff, who I write with. He just said, because we were thinking about dream producers, right? Yeah. Daniel Lanois. Well, you know, you got to ask,
sure,
right? You just you ask him and see where it goes, right? But it was just one of those things where we just thought, hey, how about Bruce? And my fear for that immediately was, well, he's a composer, and he's too grandiose with his ears. Everything is lush and big, and kind of needs perfection. That's how he grew up to be trained that way. Like you play proper, and he kind of fought against it himself, though. Yeah. And so we kind of looked at it, instead of it being a complete problem that it hadn't even unfolded yet, it was like, we called it the pickup truck and the Porsche. He was kind of a James Bond character in my eyes, because he knew how to do a lot of amazing things. And he's a big, tall, handsome dude that sailed boats and drove fast, expensive cars and knew how to appreciate and live life really big.
Like the Dos Equis guy.
Yeah. Like one of the more interesting men in the world, yeah.
Cool.
Like very interesting human being. And I'm a chatty, kind of hyperactive guy that just goes by the seat of my pants and learn as I go and ask questions maybe later sometimes. But it was very this scaring me to go down to Nashville. Like right away I was being totally judgmental, like holy fuck, there's going to be all these really slick, perfect players that they're going to finite and tune everything into the corner. And it's just going to sound like this big, glossy, veneered, perfect thing. And I was like, God, no, I can't. I just can't. Yeah. But then Bruce and I had a good conversation, and we met up with each other for pre-production of the songs, and we really understood that we could meet in the middle somewhere. Because I wanted my cabin demo jingle jangly, half-assed single takes, pitchy. You could hear the outside noise. You know, whatever.
Creaks and
all of it, just the beauty of it. Like, you know, just the raw, purest take that in this really nice, beautiful room, and then build on top of it with a bunch of instruments that you may or may not be able to play well, and just fucking finish it and go, that's it. And so we figured out how to meet in the middle, and because of it, he was able to teach me so much, like a remarkable amount. And I'm not saying this because he's passed away and no longer with us, but he really did teach me so much about how I could care just a little bit more about learning a bit more. And all I did was sponge and absorb from him. And I think I could speak on his behalf in saying that I taught him how to let his arms down a little bit further and not hyperanalyze so much. And because a lot of moments I remember him being like, I would do my own harmonies, and I've never really done harmonies, so I kind of just sang to myself, and he'd be like, that was so fucking wrong, but it worked, so keep doing that.
That's cool.
And that was a beautiful thing, because he'd smile and just go like, wow, you're such an idiot. But it's awesome, you know? So there was a lot of that. It was very much a beautiful relationship of we just pushed and pulled. So Nashville, I agreed. We went, met some remarkable players. Yeah. Sat in a room. I know it's a long-winded answer. You can edit
whatever, dude.
You can edit
Keep
it.
going.
But,
it's better than the yes/no answer.
Yeah, that's all. I might get hit by a truck in 10 minutes, right? So
knock on wood, dude.
Yeah. Is there any left? That's not real wood. That's veneer. So we went to Nashville with that same idea. A bunch of really slick, incredible players that are trained to follow a map and be told what to do and don't sway off the path or you might get fired or docked your pay or whatever.
Which you didn't let them do, right?
Oh, well, I was just like...
You let them do what they wanted to do,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was just like, what do you do? I play piano. Great. Why did you start playing and what's your favorite bands and what do you like to play? Well, you know, it's not really like... There's the first day of everyone has their guards up because they don't want to get fired.
Yeah.
Even though we went out and had pints with them to meet them. And Bruce would call them the usual suspects because they're all so substantially different. And very different human beings. And some of them hadn't even worked together before. But they're all remarkable, right? So as soon as that first day went by, we're like, do what you want to do. Play how you want to play. And they're like, fuck, are you sure we should like... I think we should talk about this. And maybe like... It's like, no. If you want to hyperanalyze it and you need it like you need to be wound up and then put into a thing and do that and with a gun to your head, you got to leave because we just want to get the best of what you're capable of, however you want to push this shit around.
Yeah, and it worked.
I think it worked really well.
I do as well.
Good.
Cooter Mountain, is that a real location? I really like
You've
that
never
song.
been?
No.
Shit.
I Googled it. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's not easily Googled.
Where is it?
It's in a special little place in the corner of my heart. Yeah, it's a made-up place.
Is it a Ry Cooder reference?
No, you'd think so. It's more the tow truck driver from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Right on.
Yeah. I wrote that record on a banjo in about 3 minutes with a guy named Kim at 6 Degrees in Calgary. We were just sort of setting mics up and stuff to take some vocals, and boom, out it came, and we even did this on the floor because we didn't have a field drum dialed up yet.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, banjo song, it's a dark relationship tune, but I got to title it something a little more Ozark feeling. So I immediately went, what's the biggest redneck thing I can think of? And it was Cooter.
Nice.
And then when you add mountain, it's a place people will look for.
I did.
No,
so
sorry.
the plan worked.
Maybe they'll resurrect one, build one out of old tires.
Yeah.
Cooter Mountain.
Yeah.
Then I found out later if you spell it with a T, it means something totally different.
Yes, it does. We're not going to go there.
No, I got a wire in my crotch, though.
When I put your CD into the iTunes, it comes up in the genre category. It comes up as unclassified. Is that purposely done, or unclassifiable? Is that purposely done, or is that a happy accident?
I think it's a big mistake, but I love it.
Yeah, I think it's
personally
perfect.
love it.
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
Well, you know, it's interesting too because this record is like, when I listen to this record, now I only listen to it and hear how produced it is. Even though we accomplished what we needed to do, I have a hard time letting go of things, right? And I know that we made this and mastered it to be what this record ended up doing was representing those songs the best way possible. Like that's I couldn't have asked for anything better. However, if you kind of take those songs song for song as much as they kind of flow into each other and it kind of works for an album, they're all incredibly individually different. Like The Deal, I mean, The Deal is almost like it's like a good old, beer pints, 200-year-old drinking tune at that tavern right at the wharf where the ship is moored and the guys are there and they're being ugly and they smell and they're talking about, like in the Benjamin Button scene with the tugboat captain talking about his hummingbirds.
Right.
That's what The Deal is, right? And so they're all, timelines of them are all different and even genres of them are different because Cooter Mountain there's something about it that I wanted it to translate as being a very Ozark Mountain sort of maybe the 20s where it was very basic, and then it turned into a Bolshevik wedding on the side of a snowy mountain, and then Long Kiss Goodnight is just a lilting, sweet song, and I don't know like how to explain what I'm really trying to get at because I just feel that all the songs are very, very, very different, but they have to be cohesive. Well, they have to be cohesive to fit on a record, right?
Yeah.
And as proud as I am of this record, I've really kind of figured out that because I don't want to be categorized, especially now that there's so many different categories.
Which the media loves to do is like put people in categories.
He's like this but that. It's like this but not like that.
Yeah.
I think that my next venture, I go back to the 45s. Go back to literally singles because we're in the time of singles anyway.
Totally.
And just take a song and produce it like, like I'm a fan of every genre of music there is. I mean, I played...
I get that impression, yeah.
Well, I played Pachelbel's Canon on a guitar when I was 11. I tried to figure it out. But I was listening to big band stuff like Sing 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 by Benny Goodman, and then Iron Maiden, and then Beyond Possession, and then Hank Snow, and it was one of those things where I'd go to school and I'd almost not admit what I was into, because you don't want to get your ass kicked by the wrong clique.
Yeah. Because I guess then it was very cliquey.
Well, you got to pick one. Are you an SNFU fan, or are you a fan of Boy George?
Yeah.
You know, so, but I found that I was a fan of all of it.